I think of it more of like a family.
Family.
MASA is family.
People, like friends you can count on, and 4 years down the line, you know that you can still hang out with them.
It means a lot of like college memories, a lot of like memories with friends and people that I'm very close to now.
MASA is an org where I can go to GBMs and go to MASA events and kind of just forget about school and work and all that stuff and just kind of let myself relax.
It's just happened.
I just got in and then I was stuck and it was too late.
You know, I've been to multiple other orgs to try to see what they're like, and then MASA was the one that gave me the right feeling.
My first year, I was pretty hesitant about going to these orgs because the stereotype about college kids, you know, all they do is they talk to each other and they go home, party, and drink. But MASA being a dry org actually helps a lot with that because it takes away the alcohol from the equation, let people truly enjoy themselves with the actual events or actually be themselves and hang out with each other for who they are, right? And just have it as a mean to party for some people, and that's, to me, is more fun when you actually get to know someone and talk to someone and really enjoy their company rather than just enjoy alcohol with their company. Well, frankly, people are weird, but you know, that's a good thing.
I remember right away at the first GBM when I talked to some of the staff, I was like, oh, I knew right away, it just clicked.
What made MASA stand out so much was that like the staff would stalk you down on Facebook and message you like, oh, how did you think about this event? They were people who really cared about you, or they were forced to do so. But I think, yeah, out of all the other orgs, it's what drew me closer to them, and you can just really tell that the people there are really super real and genuine.
So it was during the board game night, meeting up with people, playing games with them. I felt that we had a real good connection going on. And through that, I felt like, hey, I can totally be friends with these people.
I think that was the first time I went to KF Workshop, and like people there just had such a good vibe, and people like talked to me in both like English and Chinese, and I just felt it's such a friendly environment, and like that was something really different from the culture that I grew up with. It's like really an open environment for you to express yourself, and I feel like that was the moment that I really wanted to like stay with KF and MASA and Fusion. I think that was my 2 times performing on Fusion stage. It was really just a very overwhelming experience. You put all the work into Fusion, and on the day of, you got to see all the efforts by all the staff, so that was really an amazing experience for me.
Just eating and just talking.
I think in general, it's just the opportunity to meet up with people once a week after, long hours of studying or working, and then you just see them, you get to chat about random stuff. That's one of my most favorite part about going out to MASA.
Okay, so I have like this weird thing where if people know me for long enough and they like look me in the eyes, they can't control their laughter. So at one point, I think this was like really late at night, I was in Sunny's apartment, and like I remember just like looking at him, and then he just like, his face goes all red, and he's like on the ground, just like uncontrollably like belly laughing. Like sometimes he like calms down and like gets up from the ground and like looks at me and goes and just like keeps going, and this went on for like 15-20 minutes. That was like really funny.
Bonfire night, because it was very chill. You get to talk to people, you get to eat food and play games.
That's a hard one. There's so many. I don't pick favorites. Oh, this one time, I remember it was during, oh wait, no, I can't say it because it was Mystery Bus. Never mind. Nothing happened. Everything's great.
Mystery Bus? But I can't say anymore because it's a mystery. Mystery Bus is fun because you just redact it, just bleep me out, blah, 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 blah. And then Thanksgiving potluck just really reminds me of home, and you can bring food, and it's just like home.
When I first heard about MASA, I didn't know how to pronounce MASA. so I pronounce MASA instead.
Oh, I say MASA a lot, but usually I don't really care because I have really thick skin.
I'm notoriously known for like dabbing in like random situations. And there was this one time that I didn't start a dab line. It was actually Eileen Lim, if you oldies remember her. She started it. It wasn't me, but I got blamed for it. Just because I dabbed every so often.
So, staff video of my second year, Alan Wong told me to twerk on a wall, and I did that. So, I think that really just taught me at least to get out of my comfort zone and really experience new things, because in college you're able to, you know, have the freedom to be independent and, you know, be yourself and find what you're really passionate about.
Free food. All the free food.
Getting free food and just meeting new people.
Definitely chances to meet some of the most amazing people in college.
I think MASA KF Fusion has given me a grounding point during college, especially my first couple years when I was really involved. And then it kind of just helped me figure out like what I want to do. So it really helps you figure out like the kind of person you want to be and like the kind of people you want to be around.
MASA was a way for me to learn to be more sociable, and doing staff was a pretty good method of forcing myself to get comfortable presenting from a crowd.
I guess for MASA, it gave me MASA staff, and it gave me a very friendly and welcoming environment, and it also allowed me to give back this welcoming environment to other people. And for KF, it gave me a family, it gave me a chance to do something that I've always wanted to do since high school, which was to learn how to dance. And even though I was still terrible at it and am still terrible at it, I was really thankful to have the chance to do so. And for Fusion, it's given me two of the most wonderful committees I can ever ask for. So last year as productions team lead, I had such a committee of such talented and professional individuals who contributed to my and Joey's community in their own way. And then this year for welcoming, we're just super wholesome, super funny with each other. They're a super vocal group, and I'm really glad that I was able to meet every single one of them and be able to experience Fusion with them.
So MASA really embodies, you know, that fulfillment of family, you know, having, you know, my family that I have, shout out to Ching and Emma, as well as my littles. For Fusion, I did Fusion for 3 years, and, you know, just developing yourself professionally, as well as hosting, you know, one of the greatest competitions on the West Coast. Just seeing the product being developed over time shows that, hey, you know, we as students, you know, even though we may not think we can accomplish much as students, we can really work together and do something great.
My most proud accomplishment is probably Fusion stuff. I was communication team lead this past year. There was a really nice moment when me and my committee were behind the judges and we're like up in the balcony right before the show starts, and it's like, hey, everything came together.
So I was a culture chair 2 years ago, and at that time I was the only one on staff who was an international student, and I think some GBMers who were also outside United States, like they saw me like presenting myself like during GBMs. Like I think that's when like a lot of international students wanted to like stay with MASA because they can feel like comfortable to like join. So I feel that is something I'm proud to like present to MASA.
We were able to make MASA a place for other people to be comfortable in and for other people to join. We see like these new members come out, and then like fast forward like a year or two later and they're all such like close friends, and I think that really warms my heart.
I think all like the behind the scenes stuff, I was never like the face of anything, but just like being in committees like that, work behind the scenes like finance, and also just like working for Grad Banquet, like being on programs with like Alex Yamada and Elaine's son, like, and us making that like beautiful pamphlet brochure thing. I'm proud of just how much work we've put into that, because it just showed, and like everyone was amazed by it, like all the seniors from a few years ago. So yeah, that was amazing.
It was Josh and Randy really inspired me because they just had such a great energy, and like they can just be so encouraging and inspiring to like other people.
Well, shout out to y'all Scout. Let's get it. Thanks for letting me be that weird uncle, even though I'm not technically part of the fam. It's always nice seeing everybody together.
I would say Joey and Kathy, especially. Since like 4 years ago, I would never imagine like getting so close to Kathy, but we're just like a family. Like especially with Ocam fan, especially Joey, who's my best friend, and it's just someone that you can count on.
Todd, because I had 2 fusions with him. He was just like very down to earth. He's down to talk when you want to talk.
Can't really get more inspiring when there's this guy who's like scored 99 percentile on MCAT. He's big, and he's also at the same time he's doing fusion chord. Like, damn, it's not just extracurricular work to me. Someone to be inspired to gotta be a pretty well-rounded person, and so I'm glad I got to learn under him as his junior chord.
Carol's the best. I love Carol. I'm her #1 fan. She's one of the reasons why I stayed in MASA, especially my first year.
Definitely, Carol, gotta shout out to you, my PR partner. Even though we're super busy with our respective schedules, I'm glad that, we still have a close connection and we're still able to talk about a lot of things. So thanks for being an awesome friend. And shout out to Vivian and Ken, Irvine Squad, and Mama Emma as well, and Ching.
Shout out to Struggle Fam. I love y'all. Shout out to Ocam Suffer Fam. I don't think I would have survived my second year without y'all, and I'm so glad that we're still really close even after our MASA staff journey ended. Shout out to Trash. Thanks for letting me be temporary trash with y'all.
Someone who stands out a lot is Catherine Lee. I feel like without her leadership, I don't think that my year on MASA staff would turn out to be nearly as fun and a learning experience as she made it.
We talk about the old people like Emma and Linda. They were the staff members that I wanted to be, and I really looked up to them. And Tiffany, the younger people, Alex Yamada. I wrote a whole spiel about Alex and how she's amazing and how she's everything that I wanted to embrace in my saplings, and she embodies what saplings and MASA staff is for me. So, goals.
Maybe the events, but I guess it's kind of like the college experience. You sort of like enjoying college for what it is.
The break from the monotony of frankly professional life, because after you graduate, I know it's gonna be long hours working coding all day.
I think I'll miss like a lot of aspects, the workshop, events, everything, but like mainly like the friends I made here, because I'll be away from San Diego for a while. So hopefully I can still try to connect with them through Facebook, Instagram. I'll miss my friends a lot here.
But one of the feelings I miss the most is just waking up at 9:30 every Sunday, picking up Vivian at 10:10 to go to MASA staff meeting, and then just seeing everyone's faces. And even though most of the time everyone would just be really tired, and our highlight and low light would be kind of sad because everyone's like midterms. I think just being there in a room with 19 other people and just getting to know everyone and just getting together every Sunday is one of the best feelings.
I guess the thing that I'll miss most is coming back to a group of people that you can call family. And it's gonna be like hard to like connect with like strangers the same way that MASA, KF, and Fusion has.
How easily it is to fall into line with all of the people that you meet in MASA. Like, it's really easy to exchange conversation and to just be yourself in the environment with a lot of people around you. And I don't think that it'll be easy to accomplish the same sort of social setting in the future.
I'll definitely miss most like the community and the inclusion, just because it's so different from the real world where everyone's sort of like in their own bubble, their own world, and like some people won't like, give a shit about you. Can I curse? Give a shit about you. And like MASA staff, they're just so refreshing because they always emphasize about inclusion and just like
there's always someone who wants to talk to you and just like ask you about your day. And I think that's just like, that's what I'm gonna miss the most, just because it's so hard to get it, you know, once you graduate college.
Oh, don't do MASA.
Join MASA freshman year.
Join MASA early.
Sleep less, get out more. Go to class. Definitely go to class. And study.
Go back out to MASA, because freshman year I only went out to like one MASA event. I should have just stuck with it and like went out to more events.
Don't be afraid to go out by yourself.
Don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone.
Be open to a lot of things and don't be afraid to try new things or mess up with things.
Don't worry too much about just being or having a professional network.
Because not everything in life is, you know, your major or your career path.
Also put some time into having like a social group, making new friends, putting yourself out of your comfort zone.
Be yourself and go out there, really find who you want to be, essentially.
Because that's when I did my freshman year for MASA. I didn't know anyone. I just went out by myself. And I met a lot of people, actually. So just to be active, study hard, don't party too much, but still know how to like balance your work and just be proactive in general.
Focus on your future even though you're in MASA and you're having fun. And just know what you want to do before you throw yourself all into one thing.